Hi friends, welcome to Campfire Coffee. Why didn't you let me keep going?
Keep going.
Hi friends, welcome to Campfire Coffee. We are Nate and Casey. We live here in Colorado. We love four-season camping and just got this amazing teardrop behind us, which allows us to do that. So we're thinking it might be fun to give you a tour and to start making some videos to document our adventures.
From the sunny snow-capped mountains, fuck.
Nobody wants to hear the boring sunny snow-capped mountains. To the sunny trails. Everyone knows. Everyone knows it's sunny.
Okay, so the first thing that we have here is after we unhitched it, we get it level. We have our leveling bars here. The nice thing about this hitch, we actually got a little bit different style. You can tell it's not the normal ball and socket. This is called a lock and roll hitch. What this will actually do is articulate this direction, and then the cover on top of the hitch rotates this way. So you actually have 360 degrees in all directions of rotation without it ever losing contact with the hitch. So as we're going off-road and we're going over stuff, the trailer itself can move completely independently from the Jeep. We also have 33-inch wheels here. These are pretty beefy, actually quite a bit higher than my Jeep is. And as you can see, we have a good amount of clearance down there. And then the whole thing is framed in aluminum and then powder coated. Underneath though is steel plates. So if we ever hit a rock or a tree limb or anything like that, we're not puncturing up into the cabin. We have a 7-pin connector, which you can actually run and charge the battery off of within the from the car. This also runs all the exterior lights when you're driving down the road. We also have a 100-watt solar panel that'll plug in up here. This will charge our battery as well. There's also shore power, so you can plug in and get direct electrical. So the next we have our 8-foot by 8-foot ARB awning. It hangs to the side of the roof rack that we have. Pretty easy to mount, actually. I highly recommend the ARB awning. Comes with a good canvas tarp that's fully waterproof, sturdy rails on both sides, out in front, and then down to the ground. About 6 feet tall, plenty of clearance here. Okay, here's our nice camp dining area. We actually have a table mounted to the fender, so it's stable. This table is actually a floorboard from inside the cabin. That way we can actually just slide it out, attach it to the fender. And this pole mounts securely inside as well, and when we bring it out here, it's height adjustable, so we can actually, depending on the terrain underneath, you're still able to get a nice level table. We have a propane fire pit, so in the state of Colorado and elsewhere we can have outdoor fires, especially when wood burning fires are not allowed. Okay, now on the opposite side of the camper, permanently mounted, we actually have a Pelican box, and with inside there is a hot water shower. It hooks up to our propane tank, which is also permanently mounted to the side, protected by the fender. So you just hook up your propane, hook up your water to your water pump here. Just on the inside of the wall there is a switched on and off water pump, such that we can pull out from our 11-gallon water tank, run it through the propane heater, and then you've got yourself some nice hot water. We use this both to shower and to actually wash your dishes too. Propane gas stove sitting right next to the tank. This is also movable, so if we want to move it around to the other side, very easy to just pick up and dismount the propane tank. Works great. This is from Camp Chef because this is much bigger. It gives you a lot of space. You've got the cast iron, which flips both from the griddle, and then over on the other side is a nice grill top. So you can make a lot of different foods out here. We also have some normal cookware that you can just throw on top of the stove as well. Now to the back of the trailer is our galley. This is actually one of the things we're most happy about with the trailer. Immediately you can see how big the counter space is and how much storage space we have. We open up these bottoms here. We have storage space for a toolkit, These are our chalk blocks when we're stationary, and a lock for when we have it at the house. Put a cooler in here and it actually slides in and out, so you're not having to reach underneath the galley for it. One of our favorite features, these actually flip up for extra counter space on both sides. So now as you're cooking a meal, you really have all of the counter space, stainless steel countertop. You can actually cook and cut right on top of here without worry, and then it cleans right off very easily. We do have cutting boards just to make things a little bit easier. But this is really wonderful. You're not super worried about scratches. You're not super worried about a bacteria that's just wiped right down. Very simple. All of our utensils and knives and cookware. And then we have cups, plates, bowls over here. We've got our coffee station, which is extremely important. 2 different types of coffee makers between our percolator and the French press. But really great area. We have a lot of space. And as I mentioned, with the hot water shower on the other side, we actually have ourselves a little sink that attaches right to the back end. If you are somewhere where you can hook up with water, this actually mounts to the top and you have yourself a faucet. Just plugs right in underneath with water. We can run it to our our water pump. What we really like to do is we actually like to take the hot water shower, especially on cold mornings like this right now. If we're doing dishes after breakfast, it's only about 25 degrees out right now. You're not getting freezing cold water on your hands. This keeps it all nice and contained. You can dump this into a gray water tank if we're out in the middle of nowhere and take it back with us, or if we're somewhere that does have a dump station, you can just walk it over and dump it without having to worry about where the water goes.
As amazing as this galley is, I do have one issue with it, and maybe it's all personal. I'm not that short, however, it's so hard for me to reach into anything over here. So what I had to do is get one of these guys that I basically carry with me all around the camper. Because the tires are so big, it raises the camper so high, but now I can reach everything with my little step stool, and I can actually use this as a prep station, whereas if I'm not using it, I'm typically reaching up for things when cutting, which makes it a little bit more difficult.
Another thing I wanted to highlight here, we actually have 12-volt power back here, both your plug-in style and USB, so you can plug in a little speaker or charge your phone out here. And then I mentioned the hot water shower and the pump for it. That actually runs right from here. There's a switch in here. If you are plugged into shore power, there are full outlets. You can plug anything into here. If you were really going all out, you can actually plug in a refrigerator even if you wanted to. Okay, now, giving you a tour of the outside, we're gonna hop inside and show you what we have to live in. We have a full queen-size bed in here. You can actually see as I lay down, plenty of space. I'm, again, 6 feet, 200 pounds. Plenty of space for my feet, plenty of room up here. Now, Casey and I sleep in here with 2 dogs. So Bear is the 85, 90 pound Rottweiler, and he's got his own nice little bed up here. So we actually picked out the camper that has 2 bunks on it, top bunk and bottom bunk. This is Bear's bed, affectionately. We got a nice little 2-inch foam cushion here for him to sleep on the bunk as well. Doubles very well for couch cushion when you're in half bear mode. We'll show you that here shortly. This top bunk does actually fold up, fold down, so you can swing it down while you're in motion and you're driving, so nothing falls off. But it works great for a secondary shelf while we're in here. Over here on this side, we have cabinet and clothes storage. So you can see we have Casey's side over here, Nate's side over here. We keep these little bags for our clothes. They're kind of like travel bags. Mainly just to keep things organized. As you saw, one of these kind of fell out, but as you bump around and stuff, with all the clothes jammed in here, it's just one cabinet and things kind of get lost. We do have a center one here for anything and everything. Certainly while camping, as we pull more things out and use them, we've got a lot of stuff in here. 4 different little cubbies up here for knickknacks. We've got some socks and shoes in different places, and extra coats and the dog's coats and stuff like that. And then we keep one specifically for dirty clothes. Max air fan. This really keeps the airflow going, especially during the summer. Even during the winter, as you're heating up your cabin, it's kind of good to keep some fresh air in. Otherwise, you're just locking in your breath in here. There's 4 lights, 1 on each side of the door. Got them over there, and then 2 on that side that you're on over there. Very, very cozy cabin. Doors closed. This is a fully airtight cabin, as well as galley back there. The airtight is a big deal because when it is windy, you don't have a draft at all. It keeps it very nice and warm in here. We've got 2 inches of insulation all around, top, bottom, sides, everything. This pretty wood keeps it nice and cozy in here. It really does feel like you're inside of a cabin. And again, we have plenty of space. So if we're in, bed mode, if you will, like we are right now, Casey and I can sit up against the wall and play cards together. If we put the top bunk down, I can sit over on that one, let the dogs kind of sprawl out over on the bed, and we can sit next to each other and share a bottle of wine or a beer. So close the door over here. You can also see that we have an inside and outside lock. There's a full deadbolt over here so you can lock yourself in, keep yourself nice and safe. On the exterior, there's a separate lock, not the deadbolt, that you can actually lock the handle so no one can break in while you're gone. Window does open and close. Pop it up. Latches into place. You got some nice good airflow here, especially during the summer. Pop it down. It locks into place. Not going up or down anywhere. Another big addition that we put in was to get some window covers. The first couple nights that we spent in the camper was in December and January. Very cold out. We didn't actually realize how much heat we were losing through the windows until we were lying right next to it. And even though the camper itself was pretty warm, lying next to the window, you could just feel the heat going out through there. So we had these custom window covers made for us. We actually got them on all four windows. They just magnetize right in. There's magnets on the inside, and they just pop right in place. The only downside is that in the morning when you've got these on, especially in the winter, there's no light coming in, so it's pitch black in here. But as I mentioned, we did get it for the Stargazer too. Another big area that we noticed loses heat. Obviously heat rises. This is the biggest place for it to go out. All right, now we're gonna take the camper from bed mode to happy hour mode. We use happy hour mode a lot when we're eating indoors if it's cold outside and we don't want to sit outside. Even with that propane fire pit, it can get pretty chilly out there. Nice sturdy little table. We've got foot space for 2 people over here. Again, if we actually had company and we needed to sit in here, we can certainly sit 2 side by side, or if we're across from each other, plenty of space on the table over here.
I had to interrupt Nate and put an abrupt stop to his tour to talk about something super important. Really important. Throw pillows. Let me show you guys what we're working with here. And I know we're trying to save space, but you know how cute throw pillows are and how much more homey and more comfortable they make any space. Take a look at how boring this space is without them. We would typically use our bed pillows and put them up against the backrest, but that just doesn't look cute. So what do we think about these options that I hijacked from our patio? There are just so many decisions to be made when it comes to throw pillows. Do we want square ones, round ones, rectangle ones, a combination? What are the texture? What are the colors? What are the patterns? Do we want solids? I don't know, but how does this one look? I think we all agree that it looks way homier in here when we've got some throw pillows. I know Nate doesn't want them. Maybe he does. I know he likes aesthetics, but at the same time, we need to limit this amount of items that we have in here. This decision is hard.
Thanks for hanging out with us on our tour today. We're going to enjoy the rest of the sunny day.